So, for very serious films that require important analysis, I wear my white sensible jumper and my glasses. So, tonight's sensible film that we're going to doing a deep dive into is Terrifier 3. Good evening, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review for you. So tonight we're having a chat about Terrifier 3. This is a sequel to Terrifier from 2016, Terrifier 2 from 2022, and they have been all written and directed by Damien Leone. Now, what's this all about? Well, after surviving Art the Clown's Halloween massacre, Sienna and her brother struggle to rebuild their shattered lives, and after the holiday, when this holiday season is approaching, i.e. Christmas, they try to embrace the Christmas spirit and leave the horrors of the past behind. However, just when they think they're safe, you guessed it, Art the Clown is back, and he is once again determined to throw their Christmas cheer into a brand new nightmare. This once again has David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown. We have Lauren Lavina back as Sienna, a pumping score by Paul Whiteley, who is really just embracing every 80s synthesizer known to man. So, as I mentioned, this film is a sequel to two films. Now, these two films I have not seen, so it's very hard for me to comment. But when I saw that this film was getting some serious buzz, I thought I really have to jump in and see what all the fuss is about. Well, let me tell you, this is one case of someone who loves their body horror. Not a little bit, not substance little bit, like I'm talking a lot. So it seems body horror is back. You know, maybe it never went anywhere. I'm not really sure. But Damien Leone has sunk his own money into this because studios, after the first two films, really wanted to have a part in what this sequel, this third film in the franchise was going to be. 5 pages in, they realized very quickly that they were going to want to make some changes. And Damien wasn't overly keen with that, so he decided to self-fund it himself once again. And you can kind of see why. This film really, from a censorship point of view, is just completely off the rails. You've got people getting cut in half with chainsaws. Not only that, but their nether regions very graphically shown to be getting cut up. You know, we have there's no spectrum on who's safe in this. Kids, females, guys, big and small, all get cut up in various different ways. So there's many a dismemberment with not a lot of forethought as to why. It's not really overly explained. But the interesting thing about this is it's kind of all done with its tongue planted pretty firmly into its cheek. I guess the closest thing to this you'd probably get might be something like Freddy Krueger. Although the interesting thing about Art the Clown is that he does not talk. He does not talk at all. He is like a silent mime, like a clown. He just doesn't talk. But his expressions are amazing, and David Howard Thornton is doing an amazing job. His actions and reactions are amazing, really delving into that mime persona and really giving it their all. Lauren Lavina is fantastic as Sienna. She's really, really good. And look, most of the supporting cast are pretty good. There's a few actory moments in this that were probably should have been left on the cutting room floor. But you know what? Overall, I actually had a really fun time watching this. I mean, it's not something you'd go and take the kids to, and it's not a massive hoot fest, but It's kind of the amount of gore, the way that people get killed, the very creative ways that people get dismembered, cut in half. There's so many different things that happen in this film. It is very creative, and obviously, Damien Leone has a very creative mind on how he wants to kill people. So kudos to you. So seeing the third film and not seeing the other films in the franchise, I mean, I don't really feel like I missed a lot. I kind of picked up on a little bit of the lore, and then I picked up on a little bit of the supernatural kind of things, and the underlying what is it, like a comic book, I don't know, like a lore, I suppose, with that as well. I kind of picked up a little bit on that, the mythology of the character, kind of where its origins came from. I got most of that. I think probably the second film would probably flush it out a little bit more. But still, from a point of view of just enjoying a film for being absolutely ridiculous and off the wall, I actually had a great time. So this film I'd probably give maybe a 7.5 out of 10. I mean, I had a really fun time with it. It's 100% not going to be for everyone. But if you want graphic kills, if you want a decent kind of storyline and acting that isn't going to completely grate your eardrums or your eyeballs, I think this will certainly tick a box for Halloween for you. It's very, very graphic. It's rated R, and it deserves every little ounce of that R rating. Apparently, people have fainted, vomited, and walked out. Now, that has got to be the best publicity that your film can get, right? So I'm sure that the distributor is going to want to keep that going. No one walked out of my screening, although someone was using their mobile phone and standing down the bottom corner of the cinema tonight, listening to their voicemail. I mean, do it somewhere else. Why do it in a cinema? And the other thing, which was really, really great about this film, is that it's a Thursday night and the cinema was packed. And it was only a small cinema, but it was packed. How great is that? So that just shows you that the appetite for this style of film is really out there. So, catch it. It's called Terrifier 3. I never thought I'd say go and see this film, but I had a really fun time with it. It's not for everyone. Anyway, what is your most... Have you ever come into a movie, third film in, and not have seen the other films? Like, halfway through a trilogy or at the end of a trilogy. Seen that and then had to work your way back? I did that with one other film, and that was High School Musical 3. I hadn't seen any of the other ones, and I started at 3 and then had to work my way back and then introduce my kids to it. So maybe you've done something similar. Comment below, let me know. And as always, please subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your next door neighbor, tell your next door neighbor's dog, and then they can then tell their friends if dogs talk. Scooby-Doo does. Anyway, spooky enough. I will catch you all next time here in my car and hopefully not have any clowns in it. How absolutely frightening. Okay, good night.